Apprenons l'anglais en contexte.
So I guess your sense of adventure and openness has little to do with...
Lorsqu'on dit something has little to do with another thing, cela signifie que les deux choses ne sont pas vraiment liées.
Has little to do with the local cultural identity.
Absolutely not, no. Especially because I'm from a super small town. So in my town, there's 5,000 people living. So it's really, really small, right? Like kind of everybody knows each other. Everybody knows each other's business as well. Like there's a lot of gossip.
Gossip, les commérages.
Like if somebody does something, everybody knows it. And I was always very bored of that. Like in a very young age as well. Like when I was like, I think it started when I was like 14, 15. I felt a little bit like, I don't think I belong here.
To belong somewhere, être à sa place. Le verbe belong signifie littéralement appartenir.
I'm very bored, but I couldn't really place because I had never traveled, never like been anywhere else. So I couldn't really understand what that is, like what I could do as well differently. And then I remember I saw an ad.
Ad est l'abréviation de advert qui signifie publicité.
An ad somewhere on Facebook, I believe, about the au pair program, like that people would go to America to like watch kids.
To watch, dans ce contexte, c'est surveiller.
Watch kids and just like live there. And I was like, might take it out.
Take out, dans ce contexte, se réfère au fait de saisir l'opportunité.
Might take it out. This is me gone. Bye.
Ça y est, je me casse.
This is me gone. Bye.
Is this a common thing over there to go and live abroad?
Live abroad, vivre à l'étranger.
The au pair experience, I would say yes, or maybe even working holiday visas.
Working holiday visas, c'est ce qu'on appelle les visas vacances-travail en français.
But most people, they do 1 year abroad, then they come back, pick up where they left off.
They pick up where they left off. Ils reprennent le train en marche, ils reprennent les choses là où ils se sont arrêtés.
And just like enter the regular corporate world or enter the normal 9 to 5.
9 to 5, c'est la journée de travail à temps plein qui commence à 9h et se termine à 17h.
Just like a more regular life, I'd say. And I never stopped. I was like, no, this is fun. I want to keep going.
How long is this nomad lifestyle intended to be?
To intend, c'est prévoir. Dans ce contexte, on parle de la durée prévue.
Do you think there will be a point where you'll get back to your country and then maybe this is just a period of your life?
That is a hard no at the moment.
A hard no, c'est un non catégorique.
I always say never say never. I don't know what will happen in the future. I don't know if I may end up living in Germany. There's pros and cons to everything, in my opinion.
Pros and cons, les pour et les contre.
But at the moment, as of 2024, I do not see myself moving back there anytime soon, and I do not see myself settling down
S'installer.
In Germany. I do, however, crave a little bit more of...
To crave for something, avoir soif de, aspirer à.
Crave a little bit more of a stability and a home base. I think for me, the ideal thing would be to like live in 2 countries half the year, like maybe one base in Europe, one base in Asia or Australia, and then travel from those bases. I think that would be my ideal life at the moment.
Visiting different places, immersing yourself into different cultures, traveling as in general, what do you think is the most enjoyable and exciting part of it?
Enjoyable, agréable, exciting, passionnant.
Definitely meeting new people from all over the world and experiencing their culture, their food, their languages even. Like, I have so many conversations even about what word they use for a certain expression or lifestyle or thing in their life. Like, there's so many differences, even in the Spanish language. Like, I was at my friend's house on Sunday and there were people from Argentina and from Spain and they were talking about it as well, just like how there's so many different words for Spanish speakers in South America versus Spanish speakers here.
Right.
And I think there's so many cultural differences and differences in food as well as languages. It's just super interesting to keep learning.
A good example of that would be what they call sobremesa in Spanish. It's a post-meal conversation at the table.
Une conversation après le repas.
Yeah.
You know, after lunch or, after eating. It's hard to translate it into other languages.
Le verbe translate, traduire, sera toujours suivi de la préposition into pour dire traduire dans une autre langue.
actually.
I've never heard that, but
Yeah.
I love it so much. It's just like a little bit of like a friendly chat after the
Exactly,
meal. Amazing.
exactly.
I love it. Sobremesa?
Sobremesa, yeah. Like in
Mesa, I
one
like
word.
it. I'll be using it. I'll be using that in the
Yeah,
next few
right.
days. Every time I learn a word or an expression from somewhere, I need to use it like a lot of times in the next few days to like remember it.
So, what do you think is the one thing that easily connects you to a different culture? Among different options, the language, and even food could be to some extent.
To some extent, dans une certaine mesure,
I honestly think it's probably the open mind.
l'ouverture d'esprit.
Yeah.
Like being very open-minded towards new things is the easiest connection you can have with somebody. Because if you're open-minded to try their food, to try to speak their language, to try and understand their culture, they are super happy and they really want to tell you more. Versus if you approach everything and say, no, but we do it differently, then nobody wants to tell you how
Right.
they feel about it or what they do differently. Like, I think the best way to approach any situation is without judgment and with an open mind.
Here we are, now you know it. Pour plus de contenu, abonnez-vous et activez la cloche de notification. À présent, essayez de faire un bref résumé de la conversation dans les commentaires pour évaluer votre compréhension.